It's the Broadway Show. We're back with another stacked episode. I'm Tamsen Fadal. Here we go.
Because I knew you.
You're the only friend I ever had.
Because I knew you. And I've had so many friends.
After all these years, Wicked is still as popular as ever on Broadway, on tour, and in the cinema. And now, Wicked for Good is a box office hit at the movies. But back on Broadway, Allie Trim helps lead the long-running musical. She's Glinda, and we had a chance to chat at the Skylark. I want to jump in because I feel like you have had an exciting year.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's exciting to see the movies and the audience it has created, and now generations.
Oh my god, yeah.
Right?
It's a whole new audience is coming into the show because it opened 22 years ago, and now with the movies coming out, I feel like there's such a wider net that Wicked can now reach. I mean, worldwide, it's already had performances touring in every country, but it's so much more accessible now to anyone. And so people know the story, they know the characters, they're falling in love with it from a new starting point. So to be in the Broadway company now has been really interesting. Like, these new fans are coming in, and there are thousands of people that are still every day coming to see the show live, and it's really cool. It shows me that, like, yes, people want to see Wicked in the movie form, and they can, but it's an extra additional thing to be in the live room where it's happening. And I think it's really beautiful to see people getting the story from all of these different modalities.
This show has created icons, truly, of Wicked, and just like in the world in general. What is it like to be there with the Kristen Chenoweths of the world and the Ariana Grandes of the world? And
oh my gosh, it's kind of surreal. Like, I just feel like I grew up watching this story, and I grew up so impacted by this musical when I was really, really young. And so it's just been really incredible to be like, oh my gosh, pinch me, I'm here, I'm a part of this right now. Like, I'm not just here watching through the window, I'm a part of this, and it feels like a huge honor, and I can't even believe it, really.
Is there one Glinda in particular you think that really has resonated with you or made a big difference on the Glinda you are today?
Yeah, so when I first saw Wicked, it was on tour, and I was maybe 11. I grew up in San Diego, so I saw it on tour in San Diego, and the cast that I saw was Kendra Cassabaum and Stephanie J. Block, and they were just so incredible. I mean, my mom tells me that I was sitting there like, you know, jaw down the whole time, didn't blink. When I saw the show the first time, I did the stage door experience, and I took a picture with Kendra Cassabaum, and I wore my pink Popular shirt, and I saw them a year or so later, same cast, and I made a whole t-shirt. I hand bedazzled the whole thing. It was like a whole arts and crafts moment, and I waited and I waited and I waited because I wanted to show Kendra Cassabaum my shirt. I wanted to say thank you to her again, and of course, you know, I know now that you really just can't always stage door, but as a child, I was like, we're waiting. She has to leave at some point, we're waiting. And my parents said, okay, we'll wait. And to cut to the chase, she did finally come out, and she saw that I had been waiting for her, and she said, oh my gosh, you know, I'm so sorry that I didn't know you were here. Let me make it up to you. And she took me backstage with a friend of mine, and she showed us behind the scenes. She Galindified us, and she put glitter on my eyes, and she let me hold her wand. And just, I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, like, I'm in Wicked right now, and I'm 11 years old. I'm like, I'm in it. This is what I want to do. And I was so impacted by her generosity with her time and her space and energy, and that has stuck with me throughout my whole life and my career in terms of what I want to bring to any place that I work. It was just so special to me, and
it changed your life.
It changed my life. I was like, I'm going to do that, and then I made sure that I was able to do it. So
have you ever connected with her again?
Yeah, actually, I don't remember what year it was, but maybe 10 years after that or so, we were both cast in a workshop of a musical where we were playing the same character at different stages of life.
Wow.
And I remember thinking like, whoa, this is a really cool full circle moment for me to be able to, I don't know, be near someone that was so influential for me. And then again now, you know, to be wearing the same crowns and and singing in the same halls. So it's really special. And
That's like one of my favorite stories I think that I've heard. I mean, that
it's
really is like
incredible.
what one person can do to somebody's life.
yeah, I'll never forget that. And yeah, so if you're watching this, thank you.
Broadway is still rumbling with the Tony Award-winning Best Musical, The Outsiders, and for a good reason. You've never seen anything like it. Let's send it out to Charlie Cooper.
All right, so Sky, thank you so much for joining us. I'm super excited to be here with you because, I mean, number one, your role is incredible. The show, The Outsiders, freaking incredible.
Crazy.
The Tony Award, all of the
Insane.
things.
Yeah.
Have you come down from the cloud?
Not yet.
Is
I
it
still
even
feel like
possible?
I don't think it's possible. I mean, 6 months in, I'm still like, what is going on? Is this my life? Yeah, it's wild.
I
It's
can
really
only
wild.
imagine.
Yeah.
I'm super excited to walk you to work. Let's get there
Let's
because I know
go.
you have a show to do.
Yeah.
I know for you, The Outsiders was a pivotal book. I feel like this is such a sacred story with so many people growing up on it. How do you make the character your own while still kind of giving the people what they want, what they're used to reading about?
I think I kind of stole a little bit from Ralph Macchio, you know, and then I took all of myself and sort of poured it into Johnny. And with the blessing of S.C. Hinton, I was allowed to do that. You know, I'm Native American, as you know, and so
Yes.
bringing my culture into the role was a big thing for me. And Danya Tamor, amazing director, allowed me to do that as well. So yeah.
Tell me a little bit about how it feels for you and being able to know that there are people who look like you who are able to see this, especially kids.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge because when I was a kid, I didn't have anyone to look up to. You know, there wasn't any Native Americans that I knew of that were on Broadway.
Right.
So I remember seeing like In the Heights was like the first time I saw a brown person on stage playing a brown person of their own culture.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe I can do this for a living. It
Love
like
that.
awakened me. And at the time, I was a sports kid. Like I only played football and wrestled. So like, so I can, you know, In the Heights really did save my life, I think.
Can you tell us a little bit about a time where you kind of felt like an outsider?
Yeah, I mean, I think when I first came to Broadway, I was unsure of how to navigate the industry. And I kind of felt like an outsider, and I had to sort of make my own pocket into the industry. And I think The Outsiders has allowed me to do that because it's allowed me to be my full self without having to fit into someone else's shoes.
That's so special. Okay, speaking of navigating, you immediately made me just think about the set and how like muddy and dirty and wet and all of the things, all of the elements are poured into that incredible set. Talk to me a little bit about navigating that.
It's wild. I mean, like, depending on a 2-show day, like, it can be pretty slippery, but I've gotten used to it, you know? It's like an ice skating rink at times where you're like, whoa, okay.
Do you remember that moment where you learned about you guys winning the Tony?
Oh my God.
What did that feel like for you?
Well, first, Danya Tamor won, and like, I don't think anyone was expecting that to happen as much as we all wanted it to happen. When they called her name, we all just like freaked out, and I was like, maybe we can actually win this thing. But when they said it, I left my body. I mean, like, I don't remember walking up to the stage, but I remember being on the stage with Angelina Jolie and just being like, we actually won this thing.
Yeah.
'Cause I worked on the show for 6 years. You just don't know if it's ever gonna happen. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Well deserved, honestly. Incredible show, incredible performance. And listen, we're at your office.
Here we are.
Here we
At
are.
The Outsiders on Broadway.
Exactly. Well, break a leg, and thank you so much,
Thank you
Sky.
so much. So good to see you.
So great seeing you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Aladdin is moving up the list of longest running shows in Broadway history at the New Amsterdam Theater, now for more than a decade. Let's send it out to Beth Stevens.
Thanks, Tamsin. We are at the home of composer Alan Menken, the EGOT winner behind such hits as Little Shop of Horrors, Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid, Pocahontas, Newsies, and Aladdin, which is celebrating 10 years on Broadway. Well, I want to congratulate you on 10 years of Aladdin, which I hear will now be the 15th longest running Broadway show of all time.
Wow, okay.
So tell me the Aladdin origin story.
Aladdin, as an animated, actually, we were working on that almost at the same time as Little Mermaid. We developed it as a buddy picture. It was about Aladdin and his 3 sidekicks. And there was, you know, the love interest, but it was more like, the Hope Crosby Road pictures. Bob Hope and Bing Crosby, for those who don't know, I realized different generation.
Yeah, right.
The road pictures. And it was very irreverent. They said, you know what, let's go back into development with this and let's move forward with Beauty and the Beast. So Aladdin retreated, Beauty came forward, and then finally we came back to Aladdin And by the time we came back to Aladdin, Howard was quite sick. And he actually passed away before we could finish it. Tim Rice was brought on and we finished it together.
How did it feel for you to come back to it, to come back to the piano after Howard was gone?
Oh, God. I mean, such a combination of emotions. I mean, Howard being gone is deeply emotional. You know, they say, well, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. I mean, we were writing incredible material together, and he was dying day by day. And when we'd be in a room, it was about the characters in the story and the project. When Howard actually passed, it was incredibly sad. It was, you know, we were all emotionally shell-shocked. And, you know, and also there was that incredible stress of what's going to happen to my career now. This collaboration with Howard was so unique and so special. What's going to happen? And then basically the first song I wrote, you know, after that was with Tim Rice, and it was A Whole New World.
Don't you dare close your eyes. Hold your breath, it gets better.
When you returned to Aladdin with your new collaborators,
Yeah.
especially for Broadway, you had new lyricists.
Oh, that, yeah.
With Chad Beglin. Did it feel for you like there could be a seamlessness between the lyrics so that it all felt one piece, one show?
The biggest thing when we came to Broadway was the movie evolved from a buddy picture into a romance. I wanted to bring back the songs that Howard and I had written for the original as much as possible.
Were there many cut songs? Did you have a trunk of songs?
Oh, yeah. Babcock and Bar, Aladdin Kasim, High Adventure, Proud of Your Boy. Proud of your boy. I'll make you proud of your boy. Believe me, bad as I've been, ma, you're in for a pleasant surprise.
Your name is so synonymous with modern day Disney movies and musicals. How does it feel for you, comparatively, to be part of the Broadway community?
It feels organic because I grew up with so many of these people. When you have written a musical and it works, it's like you've constructed the best toy in the world. It's just amazing, and you can always play with it. It's just, and it works. For me, everything is musical theater in a way. A great album is musical theater. So
It's all connected for you.
well, it's the essence of music. The Disney movie that actually, when I was a little boy, made me want to become a composer, or just drew me into wanting to write music, was Fantasia. Because it was the marriage of classical music, all these amazing composers, with visuals and emotions. And it was, after that, any piece of music, I attached a story and a visual to it. You'll see, ma, now comes the better part. Someone's gonna make good cross his stupid heart. Make good and finally make you proud of your boy.
Mamma Mia, here we go again. The music of ABBA and one of the most popular musicals of all is back on Broadway. Let's send it out to Paul Wontorek.
Donna, Mamma Mia, Broadway, my Broadway debut.
Yes.
How are you feeling right now?
All this time, it's crazy. I have had such a unique journey here. I mean, if you can't tell by my age. You know, my life has been really layered and complex. I've been a mom, I've raised a family, and I've been a teacher and an actor in Chicago, and I've just gone back and forth, and I'm thrilled. Beyond grateful. Really grateful.
I love Rosie and Tanya. They're both such juicy roles.
Yes.
I mean, so you two have been singing into hairbrushes for 20 months
Yeah. Oh, yes.
on the road.
Oh, yes.
How does it feel to now be landed on Broadway at the Winter Garden?
Oh, amazing. It's always been a dream to bring it back home.
Yeah.
Since the very beginning. When we started the tour, I didn't really that didn't really have it in the stars. But I thought, hey, how amazing would it be to go back to the Winter Garden and do this and get to go to work where I live.
Yeah. I think that's one of the most exciting things is when you're on tour and you're, jumping around here and there. But we live here, so now we have a sense of like stability, and we can just breathe every day and breathe our own air. And
I love the relationships in the show. I think it says a lot about friendships and about lovers and mothers and daughters, and it's just all this very human connections, all these characters.
It's crazy because a lot of the feedback we got at the stage door was sort of surprising. It was women telling us and girls telling us that the most emotional part of the play for them was the bedroom scene where the dynamos are all goofing around. And that's sort of unexpected, right? You're like, what? Not my ballad? What? They said it was because it's what everybody wants, that unconditional love and support. The three of us, I think, have that in real life. And I think that it's really transparent, when you get three best friends on stage and they don't have that. And so we're really lucky.
This is also a show about the relationship to music, right? I mean, these songs, it's deep.
These are classic songs that get stuck in your head as soon as you leave the theater.
It feels like we're rock stars.
It's a party. It is a party through and through. We do feel like rock stars because everybody's up on their feet and jamming, and we're just having fun. And it's just an amazing feeling to be able to see all of that. It's exciting, it's joyful, and it's just what we need right now.
It's the ultimate diva showdown. Broadway audiences are still drinking the potion for Death Becomes Her, the hilarious musical based on the film starring Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn. Here's Perry Sook.
Thanks, Tamsin. Death Becomes Her is certainly a fan favorite box office hit. I'm here at the Lunt-Fontanne Theater to meet the prop supervisor behind the musical's magical moments. Do you have a favorite illusion here at Death Becomes Her?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm really proud of the vials. That's not really an illusion. That's more of like a trick. But in developing that, it's like the iconic thing from the movie. It's on every poster. I remember in Chicago when I was worried about it looking great, walking to work every day and passing every street lamp that had a picture of the vial. I'm just like, Buse, better not mess this up. And I would like call the team of people that were working on it, and I was like, every day I walk by and it looks beautiful on this poster. It better look beautiful when it gets on stage.
Well, now you got me all excited about the vials. Do you mind showing them to me a little bit?
Sure, we can do that.
All right, we are now backstage, right? And Buse, I gotta say, this looks so magical. I want to take a drink and see if I live forever. I mean,
don't touch the props. Don't touch the props.
Okay, fair. Can you explain to me just how all of this works? We just had your head electrician back here turning it on. What is the process for this wonderful thing?
And it's kind of a whole unit. So this is the vial that's famous from the show, and it comes out of this this egg that is similar to the movie, but this is our own version for the stage. And then this egg lives inside of this box, and this whole table has lights that glow underneath it also. Here's our vial. We have LED tape inside of this that you can see it has a kind of a twinkle fairy glow inside, very magical. It floats on our table here.
Wow.
And every night the cap comes off and we take a drink and we live forever.
All right, we're now in the stage left hallway with another thing. You could call it art, you could call it an illusion. How exactly do you go about making something like this?
So in our show, we have a Warhol of Madeline Ashton, and it crosses stage once, and just to like establish what it is. And when the ladies have a fight on stage, they rip it over someone else's head. Oftentimes when you do a gag like this, it's a piece of paper that's been perforated, and then every night you put on a new piece of paper and it goes over the top. So this was me trying to figure out how to do this so that it was a quick reset. And so these are 4 panels that are This is zipper.
What?
It's a magnet zipper for like a quick rig for a costume. So if someone's backstage and has to like rip off a tuxedo, this is the kind of thing that they do. And so
That's fantastic.
May I?
Please.
So it goes, ah! And then for the next show, you just do bloop.
That's all for now. I'll see you next time. I'm Tamsin Fidel, and this is The Broadway Show.